Hi everyone. Welcome back to Loca-Love, Volume 2, Episode 3. So, the incident where Ichitaro had to carry Aritagawa Neo home, it really did the trick because now Aritagawa-san, or Neo, is paying a little bit more attention to him. So, on the train, she sits across from Ichitaro, and she's willing to hear what Ichitaro has to say. And despite her giving Ichitaro the cold glare and stare, it kind of looks like from the inside she really wants company with Ichitaro. But obviously, there's still a lot of work to do for Ichitaro if he wants to win the mysterious classmate, Aritagawa-san or Neo. So let's see what happens today at school. So, it seems so. Okay, so it's lunchtime. Okay. So, returning from the school's store or cafeteria, I sneak a glance over at Aritagawa. Oh, so now that they're closer together, Aritagawa asks Ichitaro not to address her by Aritagawa-san. It's like, well, get rid of san because you don't need to be formal with me anymore. Okay, so what is she thinking about? So our eyes meet for just an instant, but she quickly breaks my gaze. And ever since we passed through the school gate this morning, she's reverted to her usual self. So being the cold, unapproachable girl. And obviously, she does not try to approach me. And if our eyes meet, let's see, it's only for a split second. So what's wrong? So the friend notices something odd. No, well, sorry. Oh, so it's nothing, so don't worry about it. And with my hands always keeping an eye on me, so my friend keeping an eye on me, it's tough for me to try to talk to her too. And it feels like we're just as far apart during the day as we usually are. But that just means I need to make the most of our commute. So the best time for us to be together is on the train. Okay, well anyways, thanks for the food. So time to eat. Oops, damn it. So I said that without realizing. So my parents really hammered into me that I should be grateful to the gods that blessed us with the food, and now I just say it out of habit. And hardly anyone our age does it, so I get made fun of by my friends every day. And I wonder if Aritagawa saw that too. Well, I hope she doesn't think I'm some kind of weirdo. And I'm guessing the answer is no. So she's looking away, looking down, looking all gloomy. And she's not even looking in my direction. There you go. And I guess it should have, or I should have expected that. And I have to wait until after school for my chance on the train car. Oh, so he goes to the bakery and it's like, oh, so at least after school, on a day that I don't have my part-time job.
先輩、どうかしたんですか?
And the underclassman Kojika talks to him. Well, no, nothing. I absolutely can't tell Kojika that I am thinking about a girl. Why not? And I especially cannot tell her that I'm disappointed to lose another chance to talk to Aritagawa. And for now, I try to put her out of my mind. So I'm going to put together some takeout boxes.
はい、わかりました。お願いします。
Okay. And it's at that moment, as I leave the counter to try to get my head back on straight, or get it back in order.
あ、いらっしゃいませ。
So, hello, welcome. The bell rings to announce the arrival of a customer, and I reflexively bow my head. And when I raise it again, I am taken aback. So why? And it's because Aritagawa is the customer. Wait, so Aritagawa? You? Wait, so why are you here? Well, this is where I work. So... She turns away, her brow fraught with discomfort. So I went into a trap. And now that I think about it, I never did tell her where I worked. And the bigger question is, what made Aritagawa Neil interested in coming here? Well, does that mean she was interested enough in what I was saying to come here? Oh, so they did talk a little bit about it earlier in the morning. So if that's the case, I'd be utterly thrilled. Well, at least Kojika Hiwa greets this customer like a usual customer. Wait, so you know her, Kojika? She's famous. And it's no surprise that Aritagawa's beauty is well known even among the first-year girls. And that kind of makes me a little proud for some reason. But going the other way around, Aritagawa does not know Kojika very well. And Aritagawa looks Kojika up and down, meanly from across the counter. So why? So what does she mean by that? She eyes Kojika's name badge, and I keep listening to their conversation. So... Well then... So, how about I call you Kojiko? And Kojika Hiwa just takes it. So how about in return I call you Neo-san?
別にいいけど。
Fine. So Aritagawa seems a lot more talkative with Kojika. Is it because they are both girls? Maybe. And she doesn't talk to any of the girls in our class like that, so. And I suppose Kojika must just be so likable that she can't help it. Well, anyways, so thank you for coming, Aritagawa. And I tried to work my way into the conversation as smoothly as I can.
別にお礼なんか言われる筋合いじゃないけど。
Well, that's me speaking as an employee here, right, Kojika?
そうですね。お客さん来てくれるの嬉しいですし、知ってる人ならなおさらです。
So because you are our customer, we gotta treat you like a customer, so give you the highest assistance and support. So exactly. And what will you like? So as I said this morning, everything here is delicious.
ミオさんは初めてですし、定番のガトーフレーズはどうですか？何それ？
So what's that?
こちらのいわゆるショートケーキです。いちごの。
Okay, so it's strawberry shortcake.
うちの店長はフランスで修行してるんで、店名もケーキの名前も全部フランス語なんですよ。
Okay?
じゃあそれ。
Okay, so I'll take that. I'll take your word.
はい、ありがとうございます。
And as hard as I try, I can't compete with Kojika when it comes to likability or consideration. Well, so dealing with the customers is something I more often leave up to her anyways. And that's why she's become some sort of our poster girl.
380円になります。お持ち帰りの時間の方は。
So that'll be 380 yen. And how far away do... And Ichitaro just blurts out, oh, so just over an hour, right? And I'm not sure if Aritagawa is comfortable with Ichitaro sharing this information. So I answer instantly, and it's about the only way I can think of to help out here. Or more like he's trying to plug himself into the conversation, and it kind of seems rude in a sense. But how does Aritagawa Neo think? So I'll wrap this up nice and snug so it won't fall apart even if it gets shaken up a bit. And she doesn't even react to me, but I'm used to that by now. And I really just want her to see me working hard.
じゃあ400円で。
Okay, here you go, so 400 yen.
ありがとうございます。20円のお返しとレシートです。
And here is your cake.
ありがとう。
Thanks.
それじゃ。ありがとうございました。
Okay, so Aritagawa leaves. She's done. And just like that, okay, so she leaves, having yet again hardly talked to me. And is it because of Kojika? So she talks to me when we're all alone, but maybe I'm just overthinking this.
先輩。
So what's wrong?
クラスメートなだけじゃなくて、お友達だったんですね。
Well, I'm not really sure about that. But he does have a point. It's like, well, even though we're classmates, she's cold towards me, so I don't see her as friends. Well, maybe I should have been more confident and just said yes. So why are you glaring at me like this? Well, I'm sorry. And I wish I could be as straight with my questions with Aritagawa as Kojika is with me. Well, hang on. So whether or not I can depends on the efforts I put in, right? So it is easy for Kojika Hiwa to talk to Aritagawa Neil because Hiwa just sees Aritagawa as a customer and at most a classmate, or basically a senpai. Whereas Ichitaro's looking for something more than just being classmates or friends. And given Kojika Hiwa's personality, it is easy for her to get into a conversation with anyone. But anyways, so going past the bakery, Ichitaro's like, so did you like your cake? So on the way home the next day, I gather my courage and ask her. And we met that morning too, but I thought it is best to wait until now to ask her the question. And I guess I wanted to have some little time to prepare myself. So be comfortable, be ready to handle any kind of response that Aritagawa will give me. I don't know. So her reply is simple and completely unexpected. So why would you say I don't know? Wait, so you don't know? Because I did not eat it. And then why would she go to the bakery anyways? So now that she mentions it, I kind of expected that about her. Wait, hang on for a moment. So that makes no sense. There you go. So why did you come to the filet et lot then? And did me talking about it make her want to try it out, even though she does not normally like cake or anything sweet? Oh, so my grandmother did. Oh, so you bought it for the family, right? Wait. Okay. Well, I see. So I'm sorry I brought this up. It's okay. And despite that, I still feel like I've stepped on a landmine. So I brought something up that she probably wants it kept secret, or doesn't want to be reminded of. And I try my best to get a reply from her, and this is how it ended up. So for a while, I don't try to start up another conversation, and instead I just stare out the window. But from time to time, I steal glances at the girl in front of me. Oh, so now she is still sitting across from him at the I forgot what's called. And there you see her, and once again I have to cover part of it up. And when I am not speaking to her, she remains silent. And not only does she not talk to me, she does not even look at me either. So does she actually not want to sit across from me like this? Well, if she doesn't, she can always get up and move to another seat or even another car. And that's all I can think of as I inspect her beautiful but pathetic expression. But even if she did not want to, she would have just said so. There you go. And I'm pretty sure I understand that about her now. And the fact I'm even sitting with her in the first place is basically because she's given me permission. And I wonder what else is bothering her. So she's still looking depressed and she's sighing a lot still. Still. So she really is beautiful. And that thought flashes across my mind every time I glance at her. So her features are so soft and her hair is so luscious and she's elegant and sexy too. Or luxurious. So she's definitely more beautiful than any celebrity I've seen on TV. And it might sound like an overstatement, but I feel like it is true. And it's not just her face. So her body is incredible too. She's slim and pretty, tall, but she's got curves in all the right places. So her legs are profoundly, and it's so long and sexy. And they look perfect in the black stocking she wears attached to her garter belt. Oh, so on any other girl, they would look like some sort of cosplay, but for Aritagawa, it suits her perfectly. And every single part of Aritagawa seems in some way extraordinary. And all the guys think she's out of their league, and even the most confident ones don't try to talk to her. And I certainly would not have tried anything with her, or at least until recently. So I don't really think I've changed at all lately. So I'm still the same person, or I've always been. And I consciously look down at my own legs as I think, so how do I compare to this beauty in front of me? So my pants are all creased up, and I didn't bother to iron them yet again. So it looks all messy, all unsightly, so wrinkly clothes compared to Aritagawa Neo. And there is a world of difference between them and Aritagawa's perfect grooming. There you go. But we still find ourselves sitting across from each other. Well, my pants are always full of creases. So yeah, it is wrinkly. Or I'm guessing that when he does laundry, he just crunches it into his wardrobe or his dresser. And that's why it looks wrinkly. And that's why I have to try to start a conversation again. And even though I can't really think of anything else to talk about. So it is kind of uncomfortable, and I don't know what topic she'll be interested in. So your clothes always look like they're well kept. And I suppose you have someone clean them every day? So I clean them myself. I iron them myself. She replies completely normally. And hopefully that means she's over the fact that we are talking about her grandmother before. Well, that is really diligent of you, and I always find it really boring and put it off. But if you want good appearance, you'll have to put in the effort to do so, or make it happen.
後でそうやって気になっちゃうよりマシでしょ?
Well, to be honest, I don't even own an iron. Well, you can always get one. Well, I don't think they're expensive unless you want the Kai brand, because those irons can run up to $100.
何それ?
Well, I have been living alone, and there are other things I need to spend money on. Okay, that makes sense.
今は親戚のところに居候してるんでしょ?
But what about your relatives? And I can't tell she's implying, and it seems like if I continue, she might go along with this conversation. So now Ichitaro's not feeling comfortable when the tables turn and she's asking about his living situation, so the relatives. And judging from now, she normally dresses, well, she must be interested in clothes and fashion. Well, if anything, that just makes it more awkward to ask to borrow the iron. Ha ha ha.
だったらせめて絵文掛けに吊るしておけばいいじゃない.
So even if you don't iron, you can at least hang it up and it'll naturally straighten out your clothes. So don't just crunch it in after you're done with laundry. Yeah, I guess. Wait, so what's wrong? Wait, so that conversation didn't last long. So it's like, wait a minute, I was hoping to talk about something that would last for a long time, and the topic of grooming and wearing clothes, that just ended quickly.
何? 急に黙って.
But it looks like Aritagawa is curious and she wants to continue the conversation. So why are you quiet? Well, I think he's out of ideas to talk about, or out of words. Oh, so I'm sorry, so what is a imonkake? So why do you have to bring up that really strange word? And it makes Aritagawa surprised, or shocks her. So Aritagawa visibly tenses up. So what's wrong? Wait, so Aritagawa? Well, never mind, so I take it back. So why is she suddenly beet red, and why is she shouting? Wait, so what's going on? And what? Was that a slip of her tongue or something? So wait, she naturally just brought that word up? Or she naturally said it? And not that I can quite process the meaning of it right now. I'm too dumbstruck by how quickly her usual cold demeanor transforms into an embarrassed panic. Wait, so was that such an embarrassing thing to say? But anyways, so just forget it. Wait, so she's getting madder and angrier, and even her ears are sure bright red now. And I've never seen her make a face like that before. Okay, sorry, but so I really don't understand. So what is a emokake? So now you got me interested, and I want to hear the whole story. So you can't have me take it back. And she's not the only one embarrassed here. I have no idea what she is talking about. So I don't even know what she is so flustered about. And that's why I want to understand what she means. So I can't apologize properly while knowing why I am doing it. Wait, so shouldn't I ask that? Well, if I wasn't meant to, well, I'm sorry, but... So, what now? So basically, it is just a kind of hanger. Okay? So, why did you have to get all emotional? Why did you have to get all angry about it? She tells me what it is. And even if her entire face is glowing deep crimson as a result. So it's like some kind of old style Japanese hanger, right? So it's an old word. Well, I never knew that, so thanks for telling me. Okay, so end the conversation, so no more of that. Well, I'm really sorry though, and is it really that embarrassing to say? So what's wrong with the imokake? So the problem is that that's an obscure word. So it's not common, and if I mention it, no one's going to understand. That may be true, but somehow she feels like the most fruitful conversation. Oh, so somehow this feels like the most fruitful conversation we've had so far. And even if I do feel a little sorry for having made her angry, well, I don't really think it's anything to be embarrassed about. So I don't think it's bad that you're bringing up a word that's really old. Okay then. So Aritagawa gives a deep sigh and adjusts herself in the seat with a strange noise. And she sounds almost like an old woman. And this time, even if I understand it sounds old-fashioned, well, no one else your or our age will make that kind of noise. And I think I see what is going on here. So we all call it emakake in our house. And it's just, I'm used to it. It was brought from my grandmother, and if I do bring that word out in public, it's gonna make me feel old. She turns away, her face looking almost swollen with vibrant, embarrassed redness. Also redness. And then I accidentally had to let it out. So that's what it was. So I have to summon all my strength not to break into laughter. So, well, it is quite funny that she got all angry over using a word that sounds really old, out of date, Or basically, she had to be overreactive over this little mistake. Well, you know, you're a real granny's girl, aren't you, Aritagawa? And I changed the subject to hide my amusement. But doing so only makes her expression sour even more, and she starts mumbling under her breath. And it takes a moment before she speaks clearly again.
悪い?
So is it bad? And with great reluctance, she admits so. Well, it is not bad at all, and it's just a little bit unexpected.
ならいいけど。
Well then, good.
うちって両親忙しくて、私おばあちゃんに育てられたようなもんなの。
So I was pretty much raised by my grandmother until she passed away. She carries on talking almost like she's making a confession.
だからおばあちゃんが今でも大好きで尊敬してる。
But I still love my grandmother.
だからいろいろ影響も受けてて、油断すると今みたいにレモンかけとか言っちゃうの。
So unfortunately, I really love to be with my grandmother, and she often uses words that were common in her times but are now out of date, and I'm used to it, and I have a tendency to speak it out. So you even sounded like an old lady when you moved in your seat.
だからついだってば。
So basically, my actions also resemble someone from a earlier generation. So her frown deepens in response to my accidental teasing. And yet somehow I don't feel intimidated by it like I normally do.
笑わないんだ。
So now that you've exposed my secrets, are you going to make fun of me for it? Well, I did kind of find it funny, but that kind of thing happens to me too. So what is something that Ichitaro is trying to hide from the public, and he lets it out unexpectedly and generates amusement from other people?
Huh?
Wait, really? Yeah, so my family has always been pretty religious, and I was always taught to properly say grace and give my thanks to the gods before every meal. And I put my hands together in a prayer as an example. And I still do this whenever I eat. My friends treat it like a running joke and make fun of me every time. Okay, I guess so. So her plump lips loosen slightly. And seeing this, I can't help out break into a smile.
あ、笑ってないから。
Wait, so don't laugh at me. Haha, well, you're the one to talk, and you just laugh at me, so you were smiling and... Wait, I did?
私もよく笑われてた。昔は。
You know, it's happened to me for a long time. Her expression clouds over again for an instant, only for her to gain back the silence.
葵は知ってるだろうけど、私の家って別にお金持ちなんかじゃないでしょ?
Well, I'm sure he knows that by now because Aritagawa's house looks beat down when he brought her home during that instant. Well, so I had an inkling, but I couldn't know for sure.
見てるでしょ、あの時。あんたは。
There you go, so the house. Yeah, I suppose. It's not the kind of mansion everyone at school says you must have.
そうでも昔からなんだか人にお嬢様みたいに思われがちなの。全然そんなことないのに。
So, when you are that beautiful and refined, I guess that's going to happen. So, that's what people think of you.
そんな誤解されてるところで私どっこいしょとか言っちゃうからもう子供の頃ほんとよく笑われてけどその度におばあちゃんのこととか家のこととかいちいち説明もしてられないでしょ
So, is that why you're always alone at school? Yes, that's true. And she nods, awkwardly avoiding my eyes. So that's why she ended up with everyone thinking she was so unapproachable. I see. So it's tough being so beautiful, I guess.
自分では美人だなんて思ったことないけどね。おばあちゃんは本当綺麗だったけど。
But you know, so my grandmother was truly a beautiful person. And that thought makes me oddly elated.
というか、おばあちゃんは私も将来美人になるって言ってくれてたけど。
Oh geez. So, as much as I try not to, I can't stop myself grinning when she says something like this. So, the grandmother telling Aritagawa, well, when you grow up, you'll be a beautiful lady. And it turns out to be true.
結局笑ってるじゃない、葵。
So, what is so funny about it, Aoi? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking that there is probably no one else in our class who had this conversation with you.
それは本当そう。
Well, that case.
そのこと誰にも話したことなかったの。葵にも。
Well, that's obvious. And as I puzzle over how she seems to be biting her lips as she says that, she suddenly raises her head.
あんたはもうしょうがないけど、面倒だから他のやつには内緒にしておいて。
But anyways, so keep this a secret from everyone else. I know. Well, I haven't even told anyone about how I took you home the other day, so you can trust that I won't expose this.
引き続きよろしく。
Well, don't tell anyone about the incident as well, or either. I nod, as I'm stuck by the thought. So up until now, I've been so intimidated by her presence and her beauty. But when she's looking sulky like this, she's kind of cute. Well, kind of. So anyways, well, maybe the infamous Aritagawa, the girl who's out of everyone's league, is really just another teenage girl. That's true. So what's going on?
ニオや、お前は将来美人になるからね。男もたくさん寄ってくるだろうよ。
So this is probably the grandmother telling Aritagawa Neo, so when you grow up, you'll be a beautiful lady.
だけどね、そこで勘違いしちゃいけないよ。お前の内面を知って、それでも
So you have to make sure you pick the right person.
おばあちゃん、それって例えば絵文かけのこと笑わなかった葵みたいな。
何よりこの人はいいなぁとニオが感じた人にするんだよ。ニオならきっとわかるからね。お前は感じやすい子だから。
So you will feel when this person is the man for you.
心根の優しい、誰に対しても親切にできるような相手が。
And I'm sure you have good instincts.
私葵のこと。
So wait. So is that person Aoi?
でもおばあちゃんだからって。
And no response. So the morning sky is an endless expanse of blue. Okay, so this is where I'm going to stop for this episode. So we're seeing more details about Aritagawa Neo and her history, and a possible explanation about why she's so unapproachable and why people are afraid of getting close to her. And I've seen this in other From Wing games. So Yogiri from Pure Girl and Alice from Momori Closet. So I've already talked about Yogiri from Pure Girl, but for Alice from Momori Closet, so if you remember, she is this top student, the president of the student council, and despite her being perfect, so her father is part of the diet, there is one big flaw for Alice, and it's that she loves frozen lace. And the main character, Reiji, learns about this when he finds Alice lining up for limited edition merchandise with him. And if you remember, while Alice was yelling at the scalpers, she had no idea that her underwear was showing, and thank goodness only Reiji saw it, and he was able to fix it. But then when they meet face to face in school, Alice gets paranoid because she's afraid that Reiji will leak the secret of her fun lace hobby to everyone. But eventually things work out, and hopefully it'll be the same here with Ichitaro and Aritagawa. So with that in mind, let's see how it goes next time.